Hello, everyone. My name is Max Parr, and I will be interviewing for the position of the head of the Eligibility and Compliance Department of the Florida High School Athletic Association, also known as the FHSAA for short. And the first question, tell me about yourself. I'm currently a senior at the University of Florida studying sport management with a minor in mass communications. I'm an extremely personable guy. I really love interacting with other people and meeting new people. It's just exciting to me to meet new people because it gives you the chance to learn new things, not only about them, but about different viewpoints and different topics in the world that you wouldn't know otherwise if you didn't go put yourself out there. I also like to stay active in my free time. I like playing soccer and basketball. Those are probably my two favorite sports to play. I enjoy riding my bike whenever I get the opportunity, and I also like to go to the gym whenever I can. And probably my favorite thing to do throughout the day, though, is just spend time with the people closest to me, such as my friends and family. There's just nothing better than hanging out with them and talking about your lives and things going on, and it just clears my mind and makes me feel ready to take on any challenge once it's over. And for the second question, why are you a good fit for this job? As I mentioned earlier, I'm an extremely personable guy. I think I can get along with any type of person, no matter their age, race, gender, anything like that. I have a skill at making connections with other people, and I think that's something that's very important in a job like this, where a lot of people who are calling in to talk to you are upset about something, usually because their child was banned for what they think is an unfair reason. So you need to be able to interact with people in a way that they can connect to, especially if they're going to be upset, usually when they contact you. And also, being a former student athlete and playing high school sports at a high level, I understand the importance of high school sports to the participants. If someone gets suspended for any sort of reason, it may not seem like a big deal in the grand scheme of things to other people, but for that person, they only have 4 years of eligibility to represent their school, and that's very important to them. And that's something that I totally understand because someone who I played high school soccer with got suspended unfairly, we felt, and it was very frustrating not only for them but for the entire team. And that's why I think it's important that someone who understands how vital it is to the students should be in the position. Question number three, what do you expect to be one of the biggest challenges for you coming into this job or program? I would say it's be dealing with so many different issues that are of top importance to the people that are bringing them to you. So whenever someone calls about a suspension, it's going to be very important to them, and then you have three or four other people calling about a similar issue, or you could even have a opposite party calling, complaining about how you overturned suspension and things like that. So just having all those different issues going on at once, where it's the most important thing going on in that person's life right now, but you have five of them to deal with, I think that's a pretty difficult task that's required as part of the job. But as I said, my ability to relate to other people and allow them to understand me without creating tension, I think will allow me to deal with that very effectively. And question number four, tell me about a time when you had to adjust to a classmate's working style in order to complete a project or achieve an objective. So last semester, I had a group project where all the other students in the group, our schedules didn't really align very well at all during the day, so we were forced to meet up pretty late at night, usually starting around 9:30 or 10 and not ending until midnight or later typically. And that was a little bit difficult for me because I prefer to do my homework for myself around that time for all my other classes. So that way during the day, if I have work or anything else comes up, I can kind of just go about my day. And then when I come home, I can lock in and do my work. But I had to kind of get used to setting aside more time during the day to finish my individual work. So that way I could dedicate all my time to the group project at night. And it was more of an inconvenience than an extreme challenge, but it was something that pushed me to change up my schedule for a few weeks. And overall, though, it was definitely a good decision because if we hadn't done that, I don't think our project would have turned out as well as it did. Question number five, tell us what makes you stand out as a candidate. As I've mentioned a few times earlier, my personable nature and ability to collaborate with all different types of people, I think, is the main quality that makes me a standout, especially when you have to deal with so many different people from so many different places across the state that all have different agendas. Being able to connect with them immediately and kind of diffuse the situation and then find out what's wrong and then help right that, I think is something that I will be able to do better than any other candidate that you will be interviewing. My next thing that makes me stand out is my previous experience with high school sports and my passion for the sport. Having been a former student athlete, I know a lot of people have played sports in high school, but I took it very seriously for my 4 years and was extremely passionate about it. And the people that are appealing bans are going to be the same way because they wouldn't be appealing if they didn't care. So I think being able to connect with them on that level and knowing how important it is to them will push me to work even harder in order to help right any wrongs or maintain any rules that the FSAA applies. And lastly, I'm a hard worker who will do anything to complete a task. I'll give my all to everything I do, no matter how big or how small. I will get it done quickly and efficiently, and I will also make sure it's done correctly, whatever job it may be. And as for a starting salary, ideally, I would like to start from anywhere from $35,000 per year to $50,000 per year, depending on what the company can offer. Obviously, I would like as much money as possible, and if I were able to earn more than $50,000 a year, I would gladly take it. But I understand also that it's difficult for companies who are hiring new employees to give out massive salaries sometimes because you don't want to give out too much money before the employee has proved their worth in the workplace. So as long as I can get a minimum of $35,000 per year, I think I'd be all right. And lastly, do you have any questions for us? My first question would be, what are your favorite aspects of working for the Florida High School Athletic Association? And then my next question would be, what are the most demanding aspects of this position in your opinion? And my final question would be, what do you look for most in potential employees, whether that be a skill set or an intangible, just anything that when you see on someone's resume or they talk about it in an interview makes them seem like a standout to you. So thank you for your time, and I'll be seeing you all later.